You have to hold good angles. And when you start recognizing them more and more, you're going to be able to like climb the ranks so fast. Alright guys, I'm going to be making this video as like a follow-up to the last video. So a lot of people, they can have good aim and like aim trainers and stuff, but they really suck and have really bad aim whenever they actually try to apply it to the game. And usually, like 99% of the time, their aim sucks because they're taking bad angles, okay? You want to try to shoot people that, number one, aren't looking at you. And you also want to shoot people that are running in straight lines. So that means you're going to be trying to make hallways, trying to manipulate enemy movement. You're also going to be manipulating your own movement in order to try to make that possible. So this is a game that I played couple days ago. You can see that there's some popular people in here like Warren. Warren is on my team. Look him up. He's a pretty good Ash. He's a pretty funny guy. But we're gonna see like we're gonna be abusing angles this entire game. It was a pretty tight game. I'm not gonna get through the whole thing, but we end up winning it in the end. I'm gonna try to be explaining like exactly how I'm thinking in terms of angles in this game and how like passive we play, but how effective we still play at the same time. All right. So first things first. Here is this. We have a Zarya on our team, and because we have a Zarya, we want to make sure that this Zarya is taking as much damage as possible in kind of our front line. And because we're Ashe and Sojourn, we're going to be playing super pokey, all right? We're going to be waiting for this cart to come around the corner. That's the main thing we're doing. Now, as a Sojourn, I want to be trying to lock down these angles on the high ground. Even though they don't really have anybody to abuse it, I know that if they're going to be playing tight to corners, it's why Sojourn's so good. Like, even this rail shot, I'm able to hit on this Ana. Look how much damage I can do, like, instantaneously to her, because she was holding an angle pretty tight, but it wasn't tight enough. It was not good enough, so you're able to just get absolutely blasted. So, something about this angle here. So, what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to see the whole map. I know that there's no pressure on me, but I'm playing above the objective and playing high ground. I know that if they peek here, I can shoot them. And if they obviously start pushing through here, this is going to create something I like to call a hallway. Now, if you make hallways with your angles, that's how you get kills, right? That's how you kill people on the other team. So here, you can see how tight I'm playing to cover. Because if I wasn't playing tight to cover here, something could happen. Maybe they could wide swing top here and kill me if I wasn't playing tight to cover. So you can see me, I'm literally hugging the wall, okay? Even though nothing's really happening, these little things are still so important for you to do and try to incorporate in your gameplay as much as you possibly can. So as we go here, now I was able to build some rail charge, and since I got a couple shots on that soldier that peeked, he peeked a bad angle. This is not a good angle. Because if he wants to now get out, I'm going to try to hit this shot. I missed the shot, and I'm really mad about it. Not good at all. But it's fine. It's whatever. So now I start taking a little off angle. This is a little off angle right here because since we had them low, I was wondering if they were going to be rotating back here towards this main area. And if you look at this angle here, this is a perfect hallway that I'm talking about. They're straight lines. So say, for example, if that soldier decided to rotate down main, he would have gotten shot in a straight line by me. But I'm able to see this Ana. And I get a lot of shots on this Ana, and now I miss 2 shots. I missed 2 kills right away. And I'm mad at myself. I know I have to, like, lock in here. But it doesn't matter. We're still pushing the card. So now I see Kiri and Soldier at the top, and they see that I have my rail charge almost instantly. You can see how fast high-level players react to this. But I'm able to get a double collat on them because of how tight they were holding this corner. Once again, even though they're holding a corner tight, that's actually kind of good for Sojourn, like when against a Sojourn. So I'm able to get that kill, or get a lot of damage there. And as soon as I get that rail charge, you're going to hear the cleanse. They cleanse it, right? So now I know that since they're both trapped up here, we're both looking at them. I know that if I now can somehow get here into this position, it is going to create another hallway where the only place they can move is between these 2 little walls. And if I can get a good angle here, right here, it's pretty aggressive, on these 2 people, then they have no cleanse, they're probably going to die. So let's see what I try to do here. I go up and I create the hallway. I created the hallway for myself, and not only did I create that hallway, Zarya was able to understand the situation, and we were able to apply a super pinch to their team, and they're able to just get absolutely decimated. They just get chewed up. So we get the kill on Kiri and Soldier. Even though I died a ball, it really doesn't matter. That's like a way that you can manipulate enemy movement in order to create a hallway. So now that they have a Widow, watch how I play against a Widow, because angles with a Widow on the enemy team means that Widow now dominates every single thing that she looks at. Widow owns this entire sight line. And it's always going to be like that. You never want to be trying to duel a Widow, especially a high-level Widow. They're just gonna wreck you. They're gonna kill you. So even right here, you can see that I'm using something called angle isolation. Now I know that they have that Widow there, so I am purposely standing here at this exact spot on the cart so I can just freely and calmly shoot the one person in front of me that I see while I can't get shot by the other person in the back line. So I'm just going to try to poke ball out so that we can in order to start progressing this cart. And I'm still just hugging this cart. As long as we're moving it, this Widow is getting no value here. Now, Anna took a really weird angle here, and because she took that super odd angle, I'm assuming she didn't see me or didn't know that I had my rail. We're able to get the kill on her, and because we get the kill on her, I instantly pop my rail and just start trying to get more damage in. Not the greatest rail ever, but I mean, like, it is what it is. Now, this is a prime example of an angle. This is a game-winning play here. Let's see. Let's just let this play out, and then I'll explain exactly my thoughts here. So their soldier ends up popping his ult. And you can see this is an angle here. Now, watch how tight I'm hugging to this wall here. Now, I like to use like a frame of reference. So if we take this square here, we see the square, right? If I just draw it with my cursor, that is a square. Now imagine it's a hallway. This is literally the definition of a hallway. The only way that they're going to be able to come out here is if he walks out right here. So I'm going to be staring at this angle, knowing that if he starts pushing forward towards this angle, I'm just going to press D on my character, the D key, and it's going to be able to just like basically completely track him. I know that the soldier isn't going to be able to wide swing here because if he does, he's going to get blasted by Ornn and me at the same exact time, and Kiriko and everybody. So I know that I just have to sit here on this angle and I will have the angle advantage. He's peeking a bad angle while I'm holding a good angle. And because he's playing into my hands, you're going to see how quickly he gets destroyed. They use the cleanse because they have to. And I just basically sat there and shot in a straight line because he walked into my angle and Warren's angle at the same exact time. So they lost their visor. It was so good. Since they still have that Widow, I'm still pretty scared of that. So now I'm trying to hold a different angle. Because I think that that Widow is still there and she's holding that angle here, I'm just holding a little bit slight angle where she has to walk into me so I can shoot her. So like even just right here, if she had to walk here, she's dead. Obviously, she rotated, so she avoided it, but it is what it is. I mean, you have to hold good angles. And when you start recognizing them more and more, you're going to be able to like climb the ranks so fast. So once again, this is another example of angle isolation. So if we go back here, we see that they rush from bottom, but ball slams top. Because ball slammed top, this ball is now isolated, and if I'm using this high ground as my advantage, they can't actually shoot me from where they are, or they can't do it effectively. And I'm able to just get completely free shots and just basically stand still and shoot this ball to death. And that's exactly what I do. Ball takes 100% of my damage. He eats 45 shots and a rail charge and dies. And you know how 5v5 Overwatch goes. As soon as the tank dies, you just win the fight. So we're coming up on this third point, and this third point is known for. So I mean, it has a huge long hallway. That's one of the most clear ones, but this is the main angle right here. But when you come around this corner is the main angle, which means that if you're defending or holding this right here, you're going to try to line yourself up as parallel as possible to this box right here if you were defending. Because that's how you know that if you start going left, they have to now wide swing. This is obviously the defense or offense point of view, but on defense, me and Warren absolutely agree. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see it on defense, but I'm just going to be playing this out. So once again, I love this angle here. Alright, so we're just spamming down the hallway. We're just trying to get as much damage down this hallway as possible with avoiding Widows. And their Widow used the ult, and that's why we're playing super scared here. Venture ends up going in, gets kicked out. Warren ends up getting down, but because Warren goes down, it's really hard to get this Rhine out of my face now. So I want to go height, because I know that their Reinhardt cannot go height, and I can try to get a better angle on this hallway and try to shoot people that are running in straight lines. And I was able to get one. I get Moira. That's great. And now I can create another hallway. Which I know that if they want to come to us, they need to run in a straight line. And all I did was just move slightly to the left, and I created a secondary hallway for myself. So we're able to pressure Ryan and Venture out. And we're still able to try to keep this pressure on their team as much as we can. We end up trading with Venture there. And Ryan is still just holding shield on the cart. Very annoying. I tried to go high ground again, but hit my head. Peek Widow for half a second to try to get a rail shot. He ends up missing. But now we're in his face. They get a great pin on our Zarya, and this is not looking good. But once again, still trying to shoot down a hallway, but being very scared of that Widow. So as I see Warren starting to try to push this high ground, because Warren wants to try to take a high ground so that we can obviously have advantage up here. But the only person stopping us is one Ana. We still got to try to find a nice way to get in there. Now, they're Moira ult, so I have to still play this really safe. Ryan goes behind me, and I'm still just trying to play the live. I'm playing very, very, very safe here. So let's just take this rotate, right? They used ults, and I was getting out. But look at how I play my angles here in this room. I instantly start making this my hallway. Now, if Venture wanted to push me or anything, or Ryan, they have to now come into this hallway and just take tons of shots from me. I'm not going to be playing to them. I'm playing to me. They have to play to me, to my game. We're able to pressure out Venture. I don't know how Warren lived literally forever up top. But we're coming up to the end of this point here. And now that since we have the number advantage, we can just kind of start walking in. I thought Zarya had bubbled, but not. But now I start making another hallway. And I'm just starting to spam these angles because it becomes very, very awkward. They have to now just hide and give cart, but Ryan can't really give cart, and we can just abuse range on Ryan. And now that we own this high ground as well, if I start controlling angles down main, Warren can start controlling this lane over here, which is what he's doing. And it just allows us to absolutely start pinching them and creates a really awkward situation for the game. We throw down the Bob, we see that Venture's behind us. Trying to control this high ground. We're controlling these lanes here. That's the whole point of this. Control high ground. Very, very safely. As soon as they start using stuff, I get out, and I actually jumped onto this little platform here, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty cool angle. Like, none of them can really get high ground, so I'm just, like, riding the thing, shooting them. I felt so cool in that moment. Warren called out that he had a dynamite, so I ended up pushing Ana. Yeah, and then we're able to just, like, basically, like, clean up their team. I get solo shattered at the end, like I always do, and we finished the round. I hope you guys learned something about how I hold angles and like actually like the reasoning behind it. Pretty cool game to show off. It's a really complicated subject. I mean, I hope you guys learned something from it. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys.